Okay, so I am starting a vlog for the week. Today is Monday, June 7th, I believe. I think. Yes. Monday, June 7th. Yes. I'm actually on my lunch break right now with work, but I did want to talk about the books that I'll be reading for the week, which are, I already started one of them, so I guess I'll start with that. I started Gideon the Ninth. I read a chapter last night and started reading it again this morning before work a little bit. There's something in here. I hope to finish it this week. It's kind of a chunky book. It's about 400 and something pages, but I'm pretty sure I'll get through it. Just starting it off, it's very confusing, but I heard that it's a little bit hard to get into. You just kind of gotta pull through. I'm not someone who gets particularly bothered if the beginning of the story doesn't make sense. Most stories don't make sense when they start off. Authors start with this strange, like, in-between story or something that doesn't seem related. But so far what I'm understanding is that it's Gideon, the main character, who there's like the whole hierarchy of this place is explained at the beginning. So I guess she's a indentured servant, and she has tried to escape the people that she has been serving like 87 times or something. But so she just starts off by packing a bag and taking her sword and trying to just leave the front door, gets caught, and now, I don't know, I guess there's an assembly or something. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I'm sure it will make more sense as I keep reading. I have been told this is a very strange story, but hey man, I'm enjoying it. The other book that I hope to get to this week and finish is Glass Castle, which is very different from Gideon the Ninth. So I wanted to pick two very different books. So this one is supposed to be just science and fantasy and just fiction and complete madness. And this one is a memoir. I don't know why I decided to do this. I think it's more for the balance, I guess? I don't really know. But this is supposed to be the memoir of Janet Walls, who was essentially raised in a home with parents who were bad parents, basically. But this was recommended by my mom. She told me it's a wonderful story. It's very well written. It's a lot about the bond between siblings. I tend to not be a huge fan of nonfiction, but I don't know. I've heard that it's very good, so I'll get to it at some point this week. And yeah, that's it. I will keep you guys updated throughout the week as best as I can. Okay. I forgot to mention the reason that my clothing is inside out and backwards is it is inside out backwards clothing day with my school. Also, the constant murmur in the background that you're hearing is because it is hot as shit right now in Connecticut. So we have 2 ACs running and 2 fans, so there's a lot of noise, and I apologize, but that is going to pop up on this vlog probably a lot because this week is supposed to be really hot. So yeah, 70 pages in, and I still don't really understand how anything works, but the primary characters have been fleshed out. The basic understanding of how the world works and how the plot is going to continue from now on is pretty clear. So I really enjoy that. Also, my god, this book, the dynamic between Gideon and Harrow is hilarious. A little disturbing, but hilarious. So yeah, just wanted to give a quick little update on that. Also, puppy. My biggest problem has been reading this name. Pratislaus? Pratislaus. Protesilaus. I caught myself reading this name over and over and over again, and then I continued reading the sentence, and I was like, wait, what's happening again? So then I had to reread the whole fucking paragraph again. This freaking name is driving me nuts. Little check-in. What's up? I think it's Thursday today. Today's Thursday. We got the puppy here today. So I'm only about halfway through it. Maybe a little over halfway through it. I genuinely had hoped that I would be past this, but I've been really busy with work this week, so we'll see when I get to my second book. Alright, couple things. One, the setting is kind of confusing to me. I like it, don't get me wrong, I like everything that's happening in this book, but the setting is a little confusing. Like, it says it's a haunted Gothic palace in space. The haunted part I understand, but it's not really haunted in the sense that many would understand a haunted house or something. The Gothic palace I get, Gothic I don't. I'd say that the way I'm picturing it right now, I don't think this is a spoiler or anything, but it feels more like you've got like the palace that is up top where people are staying and it's really pretty and maybe it's of a Gothic style, but I haven't really heard it being described that way very much. And then the haunted part is basically in the basement, and the basement seems to go on forever, and I'm kind of imagining it a little bit more like a laboratory, I guess. Like a lab where weird stuff happened, and now our characters are kind of going through it, and it's kind of like a test, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I'm not really... Like, I get why it's happening, but I also don't really get why it's happening. Still, I'm really enjoying it. I love the, like, the swordsmanship in here, the sword fights kind of mixed with the necromancy. The magic is a little confusing as well, because there's like your traditional necromancy with like raising, you know, skeletons, and then there's other forms of it, I guess, which everything is related in some way to death, but yeah, I'm basically really enjoying this story, really enjoying the characters, but not really understanding how it's all, like, working, and it's not bothering me. Basically is how I'm gonna phrase that. Another thing I really like is Gideon and Harrow, or Harrow, I don't know how to say it. I love their dynamic, and I don't know if they're a thing. They definitely probably aren't. But I feel a little bit of that, like, sassy tension, and I'm probably totally wrong, but I ship them. I ship Gideon and Harrow. I don't know if it ends up being a thing. There isn't really a whole lot of, there's no romance in this book, but, you know, there is gayness in here, and I like it. I think it's clearly more of a fantasy story. I'd say less sci-fi. Like, there isn't... I don't really know, though, because even the stuff that's happening in this haunted part, again, there isn't a whole lot of explanation, so I'm not entirely sure if it is, like, if it has a scientific background or if it's more of the fantasy type. I don't really know. But anyways, point is, this story is definitely very focused on the characters and kind of how they work together. Their dialogues are hilarious. Actually, I have a few quotes, and I just want to show you guys some of them. I'm not entirely sure how inappropriate these are. I'm gonna read them anyways. The first one is this guy. "You have always suffered from a want of duty, Nev. You can't argue that. You couldn't spell obligation if I shoved the letters up your ass. I gotta say, I don't think that would help," said Gideon. "God, I'm glad you didn't teach me spelling." "Put it in the hole, Griddle." That's what she said. Just a classic "that's what she said" joke in this book. I like that. And on today's menu is good old fried rice. This is just vegetable fried rice. I got it from our ordered food last night. We were really lazy, so that's that. And I have my little fortune cookie. Got my fortune. You are generous to an extreme and always think of the other fellow. Doesn't really feel like a fortune so much as like a statement. She's been pulling on the roots. Playing tug of war with herself. It's really hot. I'm not a huge sun person. I'm almost done with like another chapter. So I'm just gonna go inside and finish that. And then I'm going to start taking care of my flowers. Alright, before I am accused of being a plant killer, these bloomed and then they went away. They bloom early and then they go away. These ones bloom all the time. These ones stay blooming for quite a while. These ones bloom very early. These are irises. They already bloomed and they're all shriveled. And I think I need to cut them. I'm not entirely sure. These pretty ones bloom once and then they go away, but they stick around for a little while. Okay, I am not a plant killer, I promise, but I definitely did not take care of this side, so that's what I'm gonna take care of. Okay, it's check-in time because I completely forgot to do a little check-in yesterday after I did all the gardening and reading outside for a bit. So I did some more reading this morning. I'm at page 346, somewhere around there. I only have like 100 more pages to go. It is Saturday, which my goal was to finish this book on Thursday. That definitely didn't happen. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what has happened. 200 pages into the book, things got a lot more dark and higher stakes. So essentially the way I was understanding the story is that all these people arrive on a planet with this giant palace and they all want to gain power. What's happened is that there's more danger than they thought there was in achieving this power. And basically they're exploring that lab that I said, that sort of basement laboratory, or at least I feel like it's more of a laboratory, but it might not be. It could just be like a bunch of different hallways and doors. Like, I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be, and I don't think you're really supposed to know what it is because the place itself is pretty mysterious. But anyways, in that basement, there is a big scary monster. And this big scary monster is killing people. Yeah, I was not expecting that. There's a lot of, like, it's interesting because this story is reading a lot like a murder mystery with, magic and, like, warrior people-ish. There's some politics involved in this too, which I always enjoy a book with politics in it. Although I will say this one's very confusing, where I'd almost say that the society or the way that their, I guess, solar system, because they work more as a solar system, they all come from different planets. So their solar system government, if you even want to call it that, seems like it's a little inefficient. And I'm kind of enjoying that. I'm kind of enjoying the fact that these houses, right? So there's house 1 through 9, but technically the only houses that are actually governed or inhabited are houses 2 through 9. And that's kind of interesting. Like there's stuff that's popping up that I didn't know I needed closure on, but I definitely did, or not even closure. It's not necessarily closure. You just get some information on it, and I didn't know I wanted information on it, but now I'm glad I do. And it's funny because, you know, the story is Gideon's, technically you're mostly following Gideon, and even Gideon has no idea what's happening, so I'm just like, I kind of like it, where you're accompanying another character who's not entirely sure what these fancy people are talking about, and I am enjoying it. But I do feel like this is the kind of book that I'd read again to see if there's anything else I can pick up on. I do have another small point to make, which is they don't say paper, they say flimsy, which I'm not entirely sure why. Like, something was written on the flimsy. I haven't seen the word paper come up ever, and I wonder if that's because the word paper doesn't exist in their world, or I don't know. I am very much enjoying this book. I don't want to put it down, but every time I kind of have to. Like right now I have to take a break because I have to go do laundry. The main reason I haven't been able to finish this book like as soon as I wanted to is because I've just been super busy. Even so, I took Thursday and Friday off of work, but I still had to work. So yeah, that's why I haven't gotten through this book fast enough. Don't want to put it down. I keep wanting to read it, and then something comes up and I have to put it down. So I only have 100 pages left, and I plan on finishing that today. And then I will get started on Glass Castle, but I probably will not finish Glass Castle for the rest of this vlog. I'll just kind of start it off and give a couple thoughts. Okay, so I did end up finishing Gideon the Ninth on Sunday. Today is Monday, so I'm a little delayed, but I did finish Gideon the Ninth, and kind of to quickly talk about it. Oh, I don't know if I can quickly talk about this book. Gideon the Ninth was a very interesting book. I liked a lot of the things that I think most people wouldn't like, which is probably why this book is very much on like people either hate it or they love it. The confusions that I had before with it, where I didn't really understand what was going on, at the end of the day, that's part of the book, is to not understand, because most of the characters themselves don't understand. And this is out in space, on another planet, where more things don't make sense, and that's kind of part of the vibe, where it's no one really knows what happened. Some mysteries do get revealed that were very interesting. Some of the characters I was truly surprised with. Now I will say I always feel like I'm a little upset every time there's some kind of huge mystery about something, because this book was very much a murder mystery. A abandoned, haunted palace or whatever that has this big creature in it, and I was really hoping for something. Like, I guess maybe I put these ideas in my head too easily, and then once it's not that, I'm disappointed. But I did like the ending. I liked the twist. I do think that like at the end there's this really, really big fight scene where whoever is left, whoever is still alive, are fighting the big bad thing, and that big bad thing is very, very strong. And so the fight scene lasts a very long time. Now, I don't think that I particularly dislike combat sequences. I do like action-packed scenes, but this one just felt like it really dragged on. And again, I have to defend it because it makes sense. It's a really big, strong bad guy. So you're like, okay, makes sense for it to last that long. But I did have a bit of an issue with that, because I was like, okay, but what's next? Okay, but what's next? I didn't cry, but I nearly threw this book across the room because I'm so mad with the ending. But it was a good ending. But it wasn't the ending I wanted. But it was still a good ending. So, yeah. I'm very interested to pick up Harrow the Ninth, which she was a wonderful character. I truly appreciated her, really counterbalanced Gideon very well. Although I was really hoping for some, I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but I was hoping for a relationship and I didn't get it. So anyways, I'm 100% going to reread this book and actually go through it with a pen. Do you need something? What's on your nose? What was? Okay, I apologize. My animals are running wild. I did start The Glass Castle, which I said I was going to read in this vlog, which I had hoped to read in this vlog, but I'm not going to. The Glass Castle by Janet Walls. This is a nonfiction. It is a memoir of Janet Walls being raised in a pretty dysfunctional family. I'm about, 60 something pages in, and this is a short book. It's only like 230 pages. Her family life is very eccentric. Her father and her mother are interesting characters, and the way she is raised is sometimes good and sometimes really bad. Her dad is essentially an alcoholic. Her mother doesn't drink at all, I guess, but she is very strange. She seems extremely emotionally detached, almost like narcissistic, maybe even a little sociopathic. And Janet Walls grew up with, I guess, 3 siblings now, 1 older and then 2 younger so far from what I've read. And just really bad things happen to her, but the way she's talking about it is very, like, it sounds really like, well, this was my life. It was normal. I caught fire when I was 3, but that was normal and it wasn't that shocking, right? Like one of those things where it's like, this clearly affected your life. So I am really enjoying it and I really can't wait to finish it. Unfortunately, I can't finish it for this vlog, but it will be in my wrap up for the month. So that's it for this week's vlog. It was mainly just Gideon and just a little bit of information on the Glass Castle at the end. But I do hope that you enjoyed this. As usual, like, subscribe, and if there's anything you want to share, feel free to comment down below. Links for both of these books will be down in the description, and anything else if you want to follow me in other social media. So yeah, that's it for me. I will see you next time. Bye.